You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton.
And I'm Andy Smith.
And this is the Fight Recap. We're going to be talking about Fight Night, Blaydes versus Volkov. We're going to be getting to that last kind of upsetting fight in just a moment. But first, we're going to be talking about some of the prelims. I didn't see the prelims because I have a life. Andy, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I made my parents watch this with me. Of Vermont. Shout out to those two troopers for sticking in there.
What's up, Mama, Papa?
So, Clay Guida versus Bobby Green. Clay Guida's never in a boring fight. Well, maybe one or two when he was at Jackson Winklejohn. But Bobby Green, talented dude, retired, I think, 2 years ago. He was one of those guys that was really talented, was coming up and just had like a bad string of fights where just couldn't put it together. I guess came out of retirement. I don't remember him fighting before this. This might be his first fight back or second fight back. I can't remember. I didn't look that up. But anyway, he looked pretty good against Clay Guida. I mean, he didn't really tire out. I believe he won. Now you're fucking me up here. He won a decision, right?
No, he did fight in 2019, but he lost.
Yeah, I think that's when he.
And he did win the decision.
Yeah, I think that's when he retired. After that last fight, because that was early in 2019, right?
Oh, dude,
well, you just click back. Fuck you.
That was multiple clicks ago. Can't keep up.
Yeah, he's. I'm glad that he's back. I don't think he should have retired. He needed time off to regroup or whatever, but I think he's super talented as long as he can put the pieces together.
Yeah,
I think he's, he's really good.
Someone to watch out for.
Yeah, Clay Guida is getting up there, but he still never gets tired. He was getting tuned up some of that fight, and he never gets tired.
Is that a superpower? Can just keep trucking on.
He's just freaky, man. Like he picked Bobby Green up like I think 4 times and slammed him.
What's funny about this sport is like
so much energy.
That's like one of the keys to being able to fight, right? Like being able to just pick yourself up over and over and over and over and over again. And you just see not a ton of those guys, but like if someone can do that, they will be in this sport.
There's an old, I guess, way of whatever you want to call it. If you have better cardio than somebody, you can beat somebody that's better than you.
Yeah, I believe it.
So, because when someone's tired, their skills are not accessible.
Yeah. You
need certain amount of energy to perform certain skills. And if you don't have the energy, somebody that just focuses on cardio or has really good cardio can beat somebody a lot better than them if the fight goes on long enough.
Yeah.
The old saying I was trying to think of was that there's cardio training is never wasted time.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can put like striking training and maybe you're just super high level striker or maybe you're not as good of a striker and it's kind of wasted to put your eggs in that basket or whatever. But cardio is it's never a wasted time because you can never have too much of it.
That's true. That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go for a jog.
It makes me tired when I watch Clay Guida fight. That's how hard of a pace he throws.
That's fair. All right, so up next we have New Jersey's very own Jim Miller versus Roosevelt Roberts. This started off the card super well.
Yeah, huge win for Jim Miller.
Huge win for Jim Miller.
We just saw Roosevelt Roberts fight 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's no joke. He's got everything that you need to be here, and he's very calm, cool, and collected when he's in there.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised to see him back in the cage as fast as he was, but he came out of that last fight so fast and completely unharmed.
Yeah.
So there really wasn't anything keeping him back. I was going to ask you, do you think that played a role in this, but it really didn't.
You'd have to ask him, and I doubt I doubt he would make excuses like that.
Yeah.
But he's probably already in shape, didn't take a lot of damage. Probably doesn't have a hard time making the weight if he's taking the fight 3 weeks later. There is something to be said about doing too much in too little a time.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it was a factor from how the fight went.
Yeah, exactly.
What it seemed like was that he made one mistake in the beginning, early part of the fight that allowed Jim to take him down. And they were still dry, and then Jim started going to work. And the armbar that he caught him in was super tight, and he actually had Robert's arm trapped underneath his arm, which gave an additional anchor point to put pressure on the arm.
Yeah.
So he couldn't even pull the hands with the other arm because it was trapped. It was you can't make mistakes against somebody like Jim Miller, especially this early in your career when you're just you're kind of new. Not to say that he doesn't have the skills, but it's a lot of pressure fighting a veteran like Jim Miller. So this is why we're talking about how it's a good and bad thing, that moniker of the gatekeeper, because we were saying that if Roosevelt beats Jim, he's on to the next level. And I'm not saying he's not there, but it didn't go his night with Jim.
Yeah.
Because we can't say that Roosevelt Roberts sucks because Jim Miller beat him. I think that that's a testament more so to how good Jim Miller is rather than to how bad Roosevelt Roberts is, or not ready Roosevelt Roberts is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, kudos to Miller. That's a big win to him.
Yeah, they're saying that the only person who has more fights than him right now.
Cerrone?
Yeah, Cowboy.
Yeah.
Cowboy. Which he's kind of like a Cowboy Jr. in a weird way.
It's a lot of fights, and he's the majority of his fights is. I think he's got the most fights ever in the UFC next to Cowboy.
Yeah. I think last night he just surpassed. It's gonna bother me. One of the announcers. Bisping.
Yeah. So, kudos to Miller.
We applaud you. Up next, we Bilal Muhammad. Remember the name. Versus Lyman Good.
This one, I don't know if the second round I didn't see, but this was a fucking back and forth.
This was a brawl.
Yeah, this was back and forth. For a while there, I thought Lyman was gonna take it.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But then again, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but for some reason at the end of the fight, I had the feeling in my gut you didn't pay attention to this enough to have an opinion.
Yeah.
So, but from the parts that I actually did pay attention to, Lyman was tuning up Muhammad. He got him rocked, and I think it was in the third round that he did.
Yeah, but it was in the third round, but Muhammad ended up getting good on his back.
Yes.
And that's I believe what ended up winning him the match, because they were saying that the first two rounds went to Muhammad hands down, easy.
Oh, yeah, he got him down with a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the question became, was it going to be a 10-8 round? And everyone keeps saying that 10-8 rounds are supposed to be more popular now. They're pushing for it.
The rules have allowed them to more easily score 10-8 rounds if they're going by the new rules.
Exactly, which we can discuss if that's a good or bad thing on someone else's time. But that being said, they were saying it could be a tie if Good managed to hold out. But he definitely won the round, but it wasn't a 10-8, so it ended up going to Muhammad.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good fight. Those two are definitely exciting guys to watch.
Yeah, the first two fights, they definitely amped me up.
Yeah.
They were like...
Yeah, even the next fight.
Yeah.
The next two fights, fantastic. Raquel Pennington versus Marion Renault. Renault? How do you say that?
Renault.
I'm asking you for once.
I think it's Renault.
Renault? Yeah, I don't know Marion.
Marianne.
I don't know if I've seen her I don't know if I've seen her fight before. Raquel Pennington I've seen fight a bunch, but I've never seen her look this good.
Yeah.
Her tie clinch, ooh, that's going to be loud. Her tie clinch that she got on Renault, I don't know why I'm saying that weird. She was landing some bomb knees, dude. If you want to know how to throw knees in a tie clinch, just watch that fight. The way she was shooting them up there, it was kudos to her for taking them all.
Yeah.
But it was no question that she had won that fight. Her hands look great. Her tie clinch look great. Yeah. I've never seen her look better.
They were saying that she was saying that her hands was something that she's never felt confident in, and I guess whatever she did this camp just felt different.
Yeah.
So her confidence level and her striking in general just skyrocketed. So she felt comfortable actually throwing those bombs.
Yeah.
So that's a new part of her game that she never realized that she even had before, and all of a sudden it's now in her arsenal.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah. Of course she says it now she won.
Well, yeah.
Because a lot of people say once you win you could say whatever and we have to take your word for it. You just won, right? But the level at which the last time I remember seeing her fight to this one is ridiculous, and that might be it. She did look very confident in her hands.
At least part of it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know her opponent very well.
Okay,
I'm not
that's
say
fair.
her
That's
name
fair.
again because I'm gonna fuck it up again. I don't know I'm guessing that it's that Raquel was looking really, really good, because there's no shitty fighters in the UFC.
No.
So, yeah, I'm interested to see if that holds up on the next level with her.
We'll see her tear up.
Because she's been around for a grip. She's been around for a long time.
And we will see her again.
And the fight of the night, in my opinion.
Oh, easily the fight of the night. Josh Emmett versus Shane Burgos.
Burgos,
Dude.
did he get some memo that we didn't get where he's like,
Dude. It
I mean,
was a
what the fuck?
fucking war.
Get bit by a zombie. How do you take... He got dropped, what, 2-3 times? Every time he got dropped, he was smiling on the way down.
Yeah. Dude, just looking at his face after the fact, it looked like a bomb went off in front of him.
Yeah.
And, like...
it wasn't
like
as bad as I would thought it would have been.
No.
But
So-
he was fucking tuned up.
Yeah, but Josh Emmett, at the beginning of the fight, he twerked his knee.
Yeah, bad.
Bad. Maybe torn ACL.
What, is that what happened?
That's what they're afraid of. No one has said anything.
Who said that they were afraid of that?
His cornermen and the announcers and Dana White said, "We're knock on wood. We're hoping it's not that."
Okay.
But so we can't say anything without a shadow of a doubt. But they
Yeah,
were
that
nervous that it was going to be a torn ACL
sucks.
within the first minute.
Yeah, it looked like he like hyperextended it or something.
Yeah, something funky.
But he, Burgos attacked it, and he was having trouble on it for a little while there. But Josh Emmett puts dudes to sleep all the time with one shot.
Yeah.
And Burgos just ate everything. Even the ones he got dropped with, he didn't really seem to have a problem with it. But hands down, fight of the night. I mean, both those guys are savages. Josh Emmett is going to be now definitely in the discussion. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't have a torn fucking knee, though.
Nah, I know. Suck. I know. That would suck to see him disappear for, 9 months?
Usually guys try to push it earlier and they come back too early. Usually like 6 months. Guys try to be just because they want money and all that, which is, again, what I was going to mention before, Roosevelt Roberts. That might have been an incentive of why he was fighting because of all the COVID stuff. It's not guaranteed when you're going to fight next because the availability is so short. So they might have needed a spot, and he was like, hey, I can get 2 paychecks in 3 weeks. Of course.
Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the reasons why you wouldn't do that, but still.
Yeah. But yeah, hands down, fight of the night. Can't wait to see both those guys again.
Agreed.
And you go from fight of the night
to a fight of the night.
To a fight. I'm the first person to give someone shit for calling a fight boring.
Yeah. So can I redeem this fight real fast?
Fuck?
Can I redeem this fight real fast? So my favorite thing about the heavyweight fights, they do tend to be a little bit slower, but that is also followed up with the fact that most guys have such power behind them that you're always in some level of anticipation of just a bomb being thrown.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm always on the edge of my seat normally, and Curtis Blaydes, he's up there when it comes to power. I know that's not easy to say when it comes to heavyweights, but he's up there.
Yeah, he throws heat.
Yeah. That being said, I wasn't quite on the edge of my seat as I was for most other heavyweight fights. It was still there, but not. No,
because he took it all out of it, right? Because he went down, took Alexander Volkov down within the first 15 seconds of the fight?
Yeah.
And never did anything with it.
Never did anything.
He was there just enough so that the ref wouldn't stand him up.
Yeah.
And he was, if you want to win, you want to win. That's a way to win. It's not the most popular way, but again, as a coach, you're like, hey, fuck popularity. We need W's because it's better than an L. All right, so do whatever you need to do in your eyes to win. And he did tire out, though, after like the third.
Yeah, he did.
He was a little exhausted, but he still was able to take him down. I think Volkov's got a lot of wrestling takedown defense to work on. Again, you're talking about one specialist versus another.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah. But that being said, Dana White had some choice words for Blaydes afterwards. And
he kind of has a point.
Yeah, like we were talking about up there. Unfortunately, being the best and being a high-ranked fighter does not mean you get paid a lot.
Yeah.
And the people that get paid or have a better chance of getting paid, I'm not saying that the UFC, always takes care of fighters that are exciting because they're a company. If they can pay you less, and they're gonna.
They'll do that.
But Dana White drives him crazy with those fights because it's not. If you're trying to finish the fight, for the most part, give or take a few situations, he pretty much leaves you to fuck alone as long as you're trying to finish the fight.
Yeah.
But Curtis didn't seem interested in finishing the fight. And also, too, I think what made Dana more pissed was how much shit he talked the week before.
Yeah.
And he's saying, like, you're going to talk that much shit, like, then you go in there and do that. It's hard for me to get behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know who's right. Curtis didn't do anything wrong. He did nothing wrong.
It's part of the problem is there's two ways to look at this, right? You can look at it from a sports angle and you can look at it from a business angle. From a sports angle, he did everything properly. He got the win. He's one of the top guys. He's maybe not in the discussion right now, but he didn't necessarily knock himself out of the discussion.
Yeah.
But
I watched from the angle of my couch, so I should really shut my fucking mouth. But anyway.
Me too, dude. Like,
yeah.
All 5'8" on a good day of me.
But he is undefeated if you take out the 2 losses to Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
He fought Francis Ngannou twice. Who the fuck wants to do that? Nobody wants to fight him once.
See, he's game.
Yeah. Well,
but
he lost both those fights.
Well, exactly. That's the problem. If Francis is up there, Francis. What a lame name, you nerd. I'm going to have an angry man snap my neck in my sleep tonight. If Francis is there, it's kind of like, can you really put him up there? And I know it's a sick circle because you have the same conversation with DC and John Jones and what's his face?
Yeah,
because it's a circle, but I don't know.
Here's the thing: not all wins and losses are created equally, right?
That's fair.
If somebody, it's the second time I just washed this. If somebody comes out and blows somebody out of the water,
yeah,
and they're in the talks for title contention or whatever, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in and has a phenomenal performance, you're in there. You're in the talk. If you have a really close decision with somebody, unless it's like the title eliminator or in that era of a fight, go back to the drum board. Like you're gonna have another one. In this one, he's gonna have another one.
Yeah.
Unless there's nobody else and everyone else has been ran through, but there's many more options.
Yeah, there's so much more talent
in that division right now that a performance like that is not gonna push you towards the front of the line.
Yeah.
It might on the rankings.
Dude, he has like a year before it gets up there, unless something dramatic happens, because you have Stipe versus DC. Francis Ngannou is obviously, in my opinion, up next. I think they've pretty much said that.
Well, there's not nobody, right? There's at least a couple guys, and he's not one of them. Not just because of his ranking. It's not because of his ranking or his skill isn't up to par. I think, because no one wants to watch him do that.
Yeah.
Right? No one wants that as a champion.
No.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. Not a lot of people want to see fights like that. Now, there's a lot of... See, the thing is, it's not even like there was a ton of scrambles.
Yeah.
It was a controlling, overwhelming pressure, but no output. There wasn't really any output. I'm talking a lot of shit here. But at the same time, even I, who is usually the person that tells people, bro, like, it's part of the game. Shut the fuck up. Like, it is what it is. They all can't be barn burners.
Yeah.
Even I was just like, I was literally standing up, walking around for the last round, waiting for it to be over so they could just put.
So
I didn't want to turn on the TV the next day and have to like, oh, Volkov with an upsetting knockout and 6 seconds left. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, once you're that far in, you got to stay in. Part of it is probably because we're spoiled. Like, so many of these fights.
Look at all the fights that happened before that.
This year has been ridiculous.
The last 5 fights were phenomenal.
Yeah.
You get spoiled. You do get spoiled. And it was the worst time to have a fight like that was after a spoiling.
Yeah, exactly. This whole year has been absolutely ridiculous with fights in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And so, whatever. It is what it is. Any last words on UFC Fight Night Blaydes versus Volkov?
I think if I could give some armchair quarterbacking, I would just say that Blaydes... I don't know what to tell Blaydes to do. But I just know that I don't think he's winning any fans with that performance and then afterwards, because you hear what he said afterwards, right?
All I heard was Volkov is strong.
Well, he said that I'm not in any way disappointed with my performance.
Oh.
And I don't know.
Dude.
You have to. It's not that you have to pander, but just like understand where people are coming from.
Yeah, I get that. But, dude.
But I also see it where it's none of my fucking business.
And at the same time, like, the dude just fought for 25 minutes. Can you imagine how hard it would be to run a marathon and then afterwards have someone interview you and you have to talk intelligently?
Well, run a marathon while someone's punching you in the face or throwing you to the ground every 4 miles.
Part of me, I hate these interviews. And they're even worse now that, like, nothing is going on and it's just them in front of a camera. But, like, it's... Like, you got to take what these guys say with a grain of salt, like, because they're not thinking straight. They literally have just been punched in the head a ton of times.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I almost feel bad for them in a weird... Did you hear what Emmett said, too?
No.
He's like, everyone keeps running me off. I'm going to stop interviewing with you guys if you keep talking about me like this. Because they did at the, like, right before the walkout, they were saying, like, oh, Emmett, he's up there. Like, they were kind of calling him the gatekeeper almost.
Yeah.
And, like, saying, like, this is his, like, he's in or he's out. Like, they were kind of, like, downplaying him.
Yeah.
He basically flat out said, like, fuck you. Like, who do you guys think you fucking are?
That's his right to do that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, dude. Like, use whatever motivation you need.
Yeah.
To whether it's made up in your head, whatever you need to do to get you ready to go out there.
Get fucking amped.
But what's not going to make you popular is it might make you popular for Colby Covington or Chael Sonnen. But if you start having the attitude, if it distracts you from your goals, is when it gets to be not good area. Where, like, if you start going head to head with commentators afterwards, be like, "Oh, fuck you for saying that." Commentators' job is to basically say what they see, right? Explain it like you would explain it to someone's mom.
Pretty much.
Right? Josh Emmett, super talented guy. Every time he gets a streak going, he has a loss.
Yeah.
That's basically a lot of gatekeepers.
Yeah,
they're not trying to shit on him by calling him that. They're just saying what they see. They're not doing like this, like, oh, he's just a fucking bad fighter. They're just kind of calling it what they see. They have to talk for hours a night. They got to fill that space, And at the same time, with the UFC, with half the commentating team, you can't even say, like, well, you've never done it. Because they have all UFC fighters.
They do.
That were doing that.
Their commentators are actually pretty stacked.
Yeah.
These days. It's actually kind of entertaining.
So, like, the old rule of, like, well, how about you strap on the pads and do it? It's like, you can't really use that here because those guys did do that.
Bisping lost an eye.
Yeah, he lost a fucking eyeball.
He lost a fucking eye. He deserves to be where he's sitting.
He gets a lot of slack.
He does get a lot of slack.
He can be a dick, though.
He can't. Oh, my God. Every single
That's why I like him.
Every single fight is him being like, but I did it better. It's like, motherfucker.
He's so good.
I do like him, though. The one guy, we've had this discussion. I'm probably going to get heat for this. And I don't like him, not as a human being. I just can't stand his voice.
DC? DC?
No, I love DC.
Oh.
I love DC. Chael Sonnen. And I just don't, his voice. Hey, guys, we're going to be talking about
He's got kind of like a nasally...
In my armchair, I was great. Ha! Let's do this. Back to you after this commercial break. He doesn't say any of those things. And I'm exaggerating.
When did he turn into Mickey Mouse? I want to know.
I don't know what it is. I just can't stand his voice. Sorry, Chael. You're a multimillionaire. You could buy me 10 times over, so I really don't feel too bad. You can make fun of my voice. It's kind of flaming.
That's hilarious. He's one of my favorite people to listen to, but he does have a voice.
It's unique.
You can definitely pick it out of a crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. It's a little high, but it's low at the same time.
It's not like,
And he's got like a little, not a country tone to it, but there is some like Midwestern, because that's where he's from, I think.
Twang.
Not twang, but like a, whatever that is.
Subtlety.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
But it's fucking hilarious.
All right, we're gonna sign off here before I get into any more trouble. All right, guys, let us know what you thought of Saturday's fights, UFC fight night. Who the fuck fought? Blaydes versus Volkov.
So boring, we forgot on the show.
We forgot. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification so you can get all of our videos. Go to brodownpro.com. Get all your cool ass Bro Down gear. We're adding new stuff all the time, including shortly some new shit might be coming up soon. And other than that,
What?
we'll catch you guys next time. Fuck off.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.